Hey guys, this is Anirban from the Tennis Wizard. So today we want to cover an important topic, mainly for high school level players going into colleges, how to choose a travel tennis coach. Now, the travel tennis coach, travels with you for tournaments. If the tournaments they're going for a USTA tournament or a domestic tournament nationally in your country, for a weekend or 1 or 2 days, maybe it's a little bit different. But this is more so when they're traveling, with the player for the ITF tournaments, right? So they're gone to some other country, they're gone for at least a week or two. So the first thing is you want to check, have they done this before? You need to get some references because there's quite a few coaches that like to do it, for the right reasons. They want to help the players, they like doing this, they like being on the road. Some just do it because they want to travel, they look at it as a free vacation and all that. So you really don't want to, go with those coaches, right? The second one is very important. So the travel coaches, it's not like playing football, like soccer, or some basketball or some sort of a team sport that the team travels together. They go. That may happen if you're all from the same academy, from the same city, and you're sort of going together everywhere and coming back together. More often than not, what happens is the travel coach, lives in a city and there's players from multiple places, and they sort of meet up in the destination where the event is. So you need to ask if the kids are expected to travel by themselves, right? So which means that are they comfortable traveling, in a plane by themselves? If they're going to another country, can the kids handle the immigration? Maybe the COVID restrictions and the following those protocols and things like that. So that's really important, right? Like my kids travel in ITF. They travel with this guy. He's been doing this for a long time. He's very good, highly recommended. Brent Kilray. He's from Houston. Now Brent travels with a lot of players. He does it in a very affordable fashion, so a lot of people like us can afford him, and it helps get the kids move up. But the kids are expected to travel by themselves and meet him in certain countries. So if you can't do that, then it gets really difficult. The third thing that you want to talk about is fees. Be very clear about what the fees are. So typically the fees are, there's a coaching fee per day, right? So you pay a flat fee per day. Generally you pay for the whole week, like 7 days. Sometime maybe they work with you on that. And the coach's expenses are divided amongst the players. So the expenses means the coach's flight, hotel, food, maybe some incidental. So you get a rough idea. It's not a full science, but you get a rough idea of what the total amount is. Okay. The next one is the arranging the practice. Like, you need to talk to the coach. What do they do to arrange practice when there is shortage of courts? And this is quite common when you go to some of these tournaments, these ITF tournaments. There's shortage of courts. Sometimes they have two tournaments going on at the same time. There's an ITF junior event, and maybe they have an under 14 regional event, right? Like uh, you know, in Central America and South America, they have the COTEC and the COSAT events, right? So which are done by ITF at the same site, but the site only has like 3 or 4 courts, maybe 5 courts. So it gets really difficult. So how do they get the players to make sure that they're getting the practice time, right? Like some does it really early, like go at 6 a.m. Some already have some connections in other clubs in those countries where they can go and practice. Okay. Then you want to find out if are these coaches giving match feedback. So if they're watching a lot of players, obviously they cannot watch every match, but are they communicating the feedback back to the parent or the coach, the main technical coach at home? And then also you want to find out, are these coaches more of a coach or a chaperone, which means like, are they actually doing any kind of tactical coaching, any match strategy, or they sort of expect the players to know that and play themselves, and they are like more of a general manager, right? Like a more of a chaperone general manager. And they both work, but you just need to know and understand, what's important for you. And there's a few others that I'd like to mention. One is find out the philosophy of the coach as far as the travel's concerned, because there's obviously mixed genders going. There's boys, there's girls. Does he have the coach have a philosophy of the boys hanging out with the girls in their rooms? Are there curfew times? Are there some player diets for dinner, things like that? So you want to get an idea to make sure that you are comfortable with it, right? There's no right or wrong answer. And again, the last one is, are they communicative? That is really important, right? Because if your kid is playing somewhere else, you want the coach to be able to communicate with you and hopefully with the primary coach. So at least let them know. Now, don't, I mean, we suggest not to get too crazy. Some parents expect updates every minute of the match, every game. That's just not possible. I've been a travel coach myself, and it's super annoying when your battery is 10% and somebody's expecting updates every 5 minutes. So, as long as they're giving you some updates, throughout the day or once a day or whatever the format is, I mean, that's good. So these are kind of some basic highlights of what to look for in a travel coach. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. You just want to make sure that you are comfortable as a parent to to select the travel coach that aligns more with how you would like. All right. Wish you all the best. Thank you.